face to face with greatness and it's strange. You don't even know how you feel. It's adorable. It's nice to see that humans never change. Open your eyes, let's begin. Yes, it's really me, it's Maui, reel it in. I know it's a lot, the hair, the bod. When you're staring at a demigod.
Hello, and thank you for logging in to watch today. We hope you're having a great snowy day out there. I'm wearing my NAMI snow shirt just for this occasion. It is the third week in February, and we are continuing our discussions on Black History Month. We are also acknowledging Random Acts of Kindness Day. It's tomorrow. I try to do random things for my family. Some of the members of my family have gift giving as their love language. It is definitely not one of mine, so I have to make an effort to do this. I like to give small gifts, like bags of candy, things of that nature, from time to time, and it shows them that I love them. A random act of kindness I've recently received was from a fellow coworker. She gifted me a wind chime in memory of our doggie that crossed the Rainbow Bridge last week. Before we hear more in our Did You Know segment, we are going to hear about upcoming events. And Ashley is coming to us live from her home, as we all are. Hey.
Yes. Hello, Jessica.
Hello. We're excited to hear what you have to share.
Absolutely. So we have a lot happening here in the rest of February and into March. This Saturday, February 20th, we are starting our NAMI Basics class. This is a class for parents, caregivers, and other loved ones of children impacted by mental health conditions. In the class, you learn how to support the child in your life, how mental health conditions impact the whole family, and how to advocate for your child. If that class sounds interesting, but your loved one is over 18, I'd like to recommend our Family to Family class starting March 29th. This class teaches loved ones, caregivers, and other family and friends of individuals impacted by mental health conditions how best to support them. That class is beginning Monday, March 29th. Some other programs to share is our Mental Health First Aid class. Mental Health First Aid teaches a 5-step action plan to respond to an individual impacted by a mental health condition or experiencing crisis. Our next class is Saturday, March 27th. Finally, I wanted to share our next education series, which will be hosted on Tuesday, March 23rd. And we are going to be joined by the judge of the Wood County Court of Common Pleas, Probate and Juvenile Division to provide information about the guardianship process. I'd also like to share my random act of kindness. What I try to do is if I'm thinking of a happy memory of somebody or I'm just thankful for something maybe they've done for me recently, I try to share that with them, either through a text message or a shout out on social media, just to let them know I'm thinking of them and that I appreciate them. And while it's a small act, even little things can add up and make a difference and bring a smile to someone's day. Those are your upcoming events. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you, Ashley. We really do have lots to look forward to, and I really like your random act of kindness.
Thank you.
Our Did You Know segment is coming to us live from Bree's home. Hi, Bree.
Hi, Jessica.
Are you bringing us some more information about Black History Month?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it.
So like Jessica said, I am going to talk a little bit more about Black History Month, specifically referring to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his experience with mental health. As the sitcom Young Rock prepares to air tonight on NBC, we thought it would be fitting, like I said, to discuss some of the ways that Dwayne Johnson has described his experience with mental illness. Part of his identity includes being Black and Samoan, so he's a fitting person to discuss during Black History Month. About 3 years ago, Johnson opened up about his history of depression and the impact it has had on him. After witnessing his mother attempt suicide, Johnson describes reaching a point in which he was uninterested in going anywhere or doing anything and remembers crying constantly. He makes a note that men have the tendency to hold in all those feelings and emotions and said that it wasn't healthy for him. Johnson stated during an interview that at the time that with depression, an important thing to realize is that you're not the first to go through it and you won't be the last to go through it. You're not alone. If you want to hear more about Dwayne Johnson's experience with depression, there's a link to an interview in the comments. One of my favorite ways to show a random act of kindness is to compliment others. Whether they are wearing a cute shirt, have nice nails, or other things like that, sometimes it's just nice to hear one of those little compliments. Back to you, Jessica.
Thank you, Bree. He's definitely one of my favorites. So if you didn't notice, our intro and our outro song are featuring him. So Courtney is bringing some mental health in the news. Hi, Courtney.
Hey.
We're excited to hear what you have to share. I know it's
all right. So for mental health in the news, we are going to continue our conversation surrounding Black History Month by focusing specifically on Black men and their mental health. So national statistics have found that 1 in 5 African Americans are 20% more likely to develop a mental illness during their lifetime than white Americans. Overall, mental health conditions occur in Black people in America at about the same or less frequency than in white Americans. However, the historical African American experience in America has and continues to be characterized by trauma and violence more often than white Americans. Historical oppression and violence against Black people has evolved into present-day racism, including structural, institutional, and individual. This has created mistrust and disparities in access to and delivery of care in the healthcare system. Processing and dealing with layers of individual trauma on top of recent mass traumas add compounding layers of complexity for individuals to responsibly manage. It is also important to note that suicide is ranked the 3rd leading cause of death in Black men from ages 15 to 24, and working men ages 25 to 54 of all races and ethnicities. This accounts for the largest number of suicide deaths in the U.S. In general, men are least likely to receive the support that they need or talk with family and friends about how they are feeling. When this is placed on top of the historical African American experience in America, Black men have shown heightened risk for mental health concerns, including the risk of suicidality and suicide attempts. Because of this, the need for culturally competent providers is absolutely essential. A culturally competent mental health system incorporates skills, attitudes, and policies to ensure that it is effectively addressing the needs of consumers and families with diverse values, beliefs, sexual orientations, in addition to having backgrounds that vary by race, ethnicity, religion, and language. Statistically, there are not many mental health providers of a variety of cultures, races, ethnicities, and that makes it more important than ever for providers to practice cultural competence. You can visit our other videos on YouTube to learn more about finding a culturally competent provider if you are seeking treatment, or you can look at the links in the comments from NAMI National and other resources. While we may never be able to truly understand the hardships of those that we don't identify with, we are still able to emphasize, listen, and advocate on their behalf. I also wanted to share one of the random acts of kindness that I like to do for those who I care about and love. I really enjoy sending birthday cards, Christmas cards, even sending Valentine's Day cards throughout the year. It's better to get something in the mail that isn't a credit card offer or a bill, and it's always a good way for me to just show that I care and love about people. So that's all for today in Mental Health in the News.
Thanks, Courtney. I also like to send cards. That was actually my New Year's resolution.
Oh, awesome.
All right. Thank you. I'm not going to cut myself off this time. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Self-care tips from Shari in the Self-Care Corner. Hi.
Hi. Today I'm going to talk about men and their healthy mind, body, and spirit. And I'm going to give you a few ideas for you to stay that way. The first and foremost important thing is to have an annual physical and take time to reflect and recharge. There's a men's group you can join or take an emus walk. You can go out and shovel snow. That can be energizing and rewarding. And finding a healthy outlet and maybe take a random road trip. So there's several things that you can do. The other new thing that's out is your Marvel movies and Star Wars. So that's about it. My random act of kindness was I shoveled my neighbor's sidewalks yesterday morning,
And of course, he usually shovels mine, so I got to have a shout out to my wonderful neighbor that usually does my sidewalk. Thanks, Adam. And that's it. Back to you, Jessica.
Thank you. We always appreciate your self-care tips. And thank you all for watching. We hope to see you next week at our NAMI News at 2. And what can we say except you're welcome?